Here we go. Hello, welcome everyone. I think it's going. We will see. How's it going, El Gargoyle? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see, I'm gonna try to share this in the chat. I mean, it's Twitter, I should say. Let's see. Let's try to share this. Here we go, here we go. Let's go. Try to find the. Here we go. Alright, just tweeted it out. See if I can get back onto this page, see who's here. Alright. I'm just going to keep this like a short one, maybe I do an hour. I have a commission that I'm working on right now. Got a bunch of work I'm doing. During the course modded comic book. I got to finish the first page I'm making. I'll be done with the first 7 pages. And I'm just going to be, before I go to bed, I got to work on another commission that's going to be like some artwork, like a promotional art, poster art. So I have some layouts on that. Which is a little tricky for me sometimes because there's expectations and I always want to meet them. You know, people will commission you or hire you because they like your style and you want. And sometimes it's for different reasons. I mean, people like your style for different various reasons, and you kind of want to try to, you know, make them happy and do what it is that they like about your style, because everyone has little different things they like. So you want to accentuate those, capitalize on those, I should say, so they're happy. Because when they're happy, I'm happy. Of course, I want to be happy with the art. On a personal level myself, but let's see. So I don't have a few layouts. Trying to figure, I got some of these. I have some other ones that I cannot find. But yeah. Sometimes in the middle of sending people layouts, I get an idea for one that I think is better or feels better, and But just because it's better to me doesn't mean it's better for them. So I'm always hoping, cross my fingers, I hope they're gonna like this, because expectations are not always easy to fulfill for everybody. Okay, so from this one layout, I kind of like the design. Like one of the main characters have his head kind of like down here. He's kind of a big broody guy. Another main antagonist. So I'm just kind of blocking everybody in real quick. Main thing is I want to fit this character, fit her inside of the whole page. So let's see here. And these overlapping layouts too, before you get too bogged down in drawing people, like you draw a character, you really like the way it's turning out, and you realize you have to erase them because they're overlapping in a character, or the character won't fit completely, and you're like, so it's best just to kind of lay out some real rough guidelines on where everything's going to be placed. It's not nailed down, it's just kind of like, it's analog version of rotating. Photoshop, you could just sketch this out and then you can rotate and resize the figure or whatever, but can't do that here, so you don't want to spend too much time drawing the figure. Just kind of get placement down. So this guy's got to take up more space. Okay, let's see. See, I got options here. I got the center figure has a little bit more action going on, or should I display her feminine charms here? Let's see. I'm always down for action, but sometimes you want to get across a different kind of appeal. Get the character's personality across more than just making her look cool in action. So, let's zoom out here. And I picked up a new pencil, so I'm just giving this a try. It's a Tombow Mono, same company that makes these Mono erasers, Japanese company. So thought I'd just give it a try. So far, I like it. It's an HB. It's real soft. It erases good too. Doesn't leave too many after images or marks on the paper if you go light enough. I don't know if I guess that's good placement. Like I said, these aren't not final figure drawings or anything. It's just placement. So kind of figuring out where the character's body parts, face expressions, and everything is going to be, so that important parts don't get covered in the final drawing. Let's see. How can I do this? There we go. Okay, hey, cool. Yeah, I didn't see that. Hey, Migs, how's it going? For some reason, it didn't pop up. You guys were in the stream talking until I refreshed it. Yeah, this is Willow soundtrack. Sharp or blunt? The pencil. Yeah, customer, they want the characteristic, the different peculiar aspects to the characters to be pronounced. So I'm always, like I said, going for action. I'm always kind of like, I want to give people the bang for their buck. But when you're going for character, that is, especially in a certain book, it's important. So. This character, she's a little bit of a like, she's a personality that's pretty out there. She's not a shy gal. She lives in a harsh world, so she knows how to take care of herself. So give her a little bit of attitude. Yeah, man, Migs, you nailed it. Got the soundtrack. Yeah, this comic takes place in, I think you would say medieval times. I'm not sure the exact time, but around that, Greek Roman Empire type of thing. So I thought the soundtrack would help. Now I just got to find some references that I was sent. I'll make sure I do this without accidentally doxing anyone here. I got it covered. Let's see. I think, yeah, it's out of the camera view. No, she's not from Tijuana. Alright, let's see. Oops, what's going on here? Come on. Don't do this. There we go. Yeah, she's not from. Man, I got so much work I'm trying to catch up on too. I've got modded, obviously, and then I got some commission. I actually have something I'm working on right now for MIGs. And I got this one. I'm like, I've been putting this one off too for a while, and I'm like, I gotta just get cracking on it. So, and some of my work for today on the comic, I gotta tackle my commissions. Okay, let's see. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see, how's it going? Okay, cool. Okay, we get going on this now. I'm trying to find the references for these. Okay, I got it. Okay, here we go. Let's zoom in here. This paper is a little different too. This Bristol's a little bit more, has more tooth to it. It's not as like slick. And this is a new pencil too, so it's a little softer on this paper. So it's have to handle the pencil just a little differently. And like I said, I'm just kind of fleshing it out, kind of getting a feel for the overall gesture, and then kind of start kind of nailing down the details. Yeah, I'm going to try to start these live streams a little bit earlier. I kind of did this another last minute thing, but I know people probably starting to turn in, get some sleep. I want to give her long legs, but not too long legs. Let's see. Okay, scroll back down. Go up here. I think. I'll zoom out again. Oops. There we go. Let's see. I might have to sharpen this pencil a little bit. I really don't need to, but like use my brand new sharpener. It's my new Mitsubishi KH20. Now this pencil too is, like I said, it's a little different. It's a little softer, and I want to get a little more fine lines. I really probably don't need to get fine lines because this is just the gesture part of the drawing, but it also gets a little sloppier. So the more broad the lines, it gets a little bit muddy on the paper when your hands go over it. It gets real messy. So I'll bring out this. She kind of has a little bit of like a wavy hair. I think she's Greek, I think. I think she has her hair kind of like up in a sloppy ponytail slash bun. I don't know what the name of female hairstyles are. I don't know what the terminology is. Okay. Zoom in a little bit more. I want to give her a little bit more of a dynamic. She's a thief too, I believe, so I want her to be a little bit more lanky looking. I want her to look like she can move quick. Kind of be like a cat. She can stretch out and be long when she needs to. So let's see, zoom out here. I wonder if she have her leg out or bent in. Let's try in. It's funny, in a drawing, the part that takes me the longest personally is when I'm doing, trying to find the actual layout, the positioning. It's not like the anatomy part drawing, trying to figure out. It's just try to get the body placement so it looks like it has some life to it. And then once I get that, because for me when I'm drawing women, I want them to look like, of course they have life to them, but also there's a certain, like I said, feminine quality you want them to have. And even like if you're drawing like a tomboy or a character that's like a warrior, you still want her to have a feminine quality. So whether it's like the way they're standing is a big part of it. Gives them a personality, but like I said, you want to keep that feminine look. Let's see. I kind of like the leg out. Show the gams. See how much should I have them out though? Yeah, that's better. Give it a little more exaggerated dance here. Yeah, I hear they're making a Willow TV show or streaming live stream, not live stream, but a streaming show on all the streaming services. Ron Howard is recasting Warwick Davis as Willow. So that sounds interesting to me. I like Willow. Okay, I think that's. That's a good positioning for now. And then these guys. Instead of just showing a headshot, since I have the other guy as a close-up headshot, I'm gonna maybe he's the bad guy. Maybe I'm gonna make his hands part of this drawing. He's a schemer, so he's a cerebral villain, maybe. So since he's a little bit smaller, and this other guy's gonna be a little bit bigger on the bottom, I think I'll put his hands in, kind of give him that classic villain scheming hand gesture. I don't know what you call it. But he doesn't really, he's not maniacal. Zoom in a little again. There we go. It's a little bit better, I think. And hopefully you guys are okay. See, it's on my YouTube window here. It's not showing any comments. Now I look in the actual app here, and it's showing comments. So sorry for not seeing them until now. So yeah, thanks, Migs. Yeah, I got the print coming your way, and then yes, Felicia from Darkstalkers commission, and Comics Legend. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start live streaming on a regular basis. So at least maybe every other day, and also I'm gonna try to do it earlier so people aren't going off to sleep. I just kind of did this last minute. I'm going to try to plan a regular schedule too. Post that up as soon as possible. Birds of Prey this week. Okay, yeah, on D&Q. We won in an arm wrestling competition. Oh man, I don't know. Probably my brother. But he hasn't done it in a long time. So maybe I have an edge. I don't know. We used to watch that movie. Is it Over the Top? So he used to watch that and try to copy techniques. No, yeah, D&Q. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go on this week. I want to. Last couple times I've had to bow out because I'm trying to catch up on stuff. Let's see. But I like going on, competing with those guys, and it's fun just seeing what they draw too and being part of that. When you're around other artists drawing, it's just, I don't know, yeah, it kind of ups your game, because even it's not competition. I mean, it is competition, but it's really, you just kind of want to impress other artists you're working with, so it kind of forces you to try to go beyond yourself, go beyond what you usually do. So I gotta say, yeah, being on D&Q kind of helped push me. And it's almost like performance art too, because you're what people are watching you draw, so it's kind of like, oh, I gotta really do better than I normally would do on my own. At least that's how you feel. Maybe instead of having her just stand here, kind of fill in some space, I might have her knee up. Maybe she's doing like a... See, maybe she's doing like some type of martial art or ballet pose. See, I want something that's interesting looking, but fun. I don't know if that's better. Maybe I can have it bent a little bit. No less. Don't want to cover his face right here. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. And artists work differently sometimes, and I used to do this. I would draw like all my roughs on another sheet of paper, and then I would light box or transfer to like the Bristol board, which is like a little thicker paper like this, comp paper, because I didn't want to do too much of drawing and erasing and kind of mark up the paper. But now I'm a little bit more, I'm not as heavy-handed, so I don't mark up the paper as much anymore as I used to, but sometimes it seems like it's too many unnecessary extra steps. I don't know, what do you think? Let's see. Oh yeah. Hey, how's it going, Neo Valentine? Neo Valentine. Yeah, it seems like I did that with some comic book work. I used to do like layouts on just like regular 11x17 photocopy paper, and then I would do the drawing, the actual like roughs, like keep it rough, real rough, just scribbly, and then I would light box onto an actual 11x17 Bristol board, and sometimes I would even do 8.5x11 paper. And then what I would do is I'd take the 8.5x11 and take two sheets, which would make 11x17, and I would do on the go. I would take that scrap sheet of paper and draw them like half a comic page, and then do the other one half, and then transfer it when I got home. It was kind of like my portable way of working when I'm on the go. Like if I had to do errands or drive somebody somewhere, I could sit in the car and draw my comic pages, or at a restaurant, or got my mirror technique. Yeah, I think I like it better with her knee bent. I don't know, something going on. And I gotta work on his face too, because this guy's, what's gonna sell it is his character. He's gonna have, I got the placement down, so I can kind of play around with that a little bit more now. But let's see, I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Corner band be scheming, yep. Let's see here. I'm always gonna refresh this so I can see any comments pop up that are new. For some reason it's not loading them. Okay. Yeah, that corner guy. Also, besides, I was talking about when people like want to pick you for drawing their comic stuff. Sometimes they really want you to. They want to see what your version of their character. You know, they don't want you to draw exactly the way they draw the character. For the most part, they like. That's at least how I am too. I want to see, you know, this guy's version of my character. So I got to take that in mind because I'm a stickler of trying to be accurate to model. So I have to take that into consideration and just like in D&Q, I kind of do it the way I want. So I'm doing Wonder Woman or whatever, I'm doing it the way I want. So I got to kind of remind myself to keep that mindset. Just do it my version, especially if they request it. So. There, now it's a little more like he's scheming. Give me a little smirk. Okay. Let's see. That's a trick. He's got, like, this character is kind of like a little bit of a bushy eyebrow look, but I don't want to veer too far off and give him like streamlined eyebrows, but kind of maybe a combination of like high arching brows that are kind of, let's see. He's got a little bit of a, there we go. Okay. Just a little more scheming. Yeah, manga is a big influence, but also, of course, American comic book artists are a huge influence, and even European. But yeah, Alex Toth is he's probably my favorite comic artist, one of my favorites, period. Like Alex Toth. I mean, I got tons of his books. I think I was showing this before on one of my streams. This is one I have just recently. This one is great. Alex Toth. Yeah, I love his black and white. This is like probably one of my favorite comic strip books. I mean, not comic books, but comic strip books. But it's got a nice variety of some of his works. look at that use of silhouettes, heavy shadows. He was like of the school of less is more, so he was really a stickler on always showing the least amount of, telling the story in the least amount of information you can. And he was picky on his own stuff. But look at that, you see that silhouette? Just enough information. And it really does force the reader to use your own imagination to fill in the gaps, so to speak. But look at that gesture where he's just, kind of pulling his pants up on his back from behind, just that angle. And all you see is that helicopter blade. You can kind of tell it's that angle looking up. The guy's up higher on the skiff. There's a helicopter. Look at that background. You don't really need to see too much. You want to focus on that dinosaur. Look, it's coming, lurking in the background. The blades going. The storytelling, yeah, just, man, it's something else. Yeah, he's definitely one of my top favorites. He's like the master, in my opinion. Another book that he has. This is another, this is my prized possession of Toth collections. This is one that my brother got me. So, oh man, I'm telling you, from his creepy, great, weird sci-fi horror stories. I'm not into horror really, but the storytelling in this is so good. It's just, man, on point, everything. I mean, he's got stuff with the gray tones after tone. Does the creepy faces. And then this one right here, where is it? This blew me away. This one right here. This is just unbelievable. I mean, this shot of him, his car broke down on the side of the road. You see the black asphalt, the flashlight lens, the flares he has on the road, but that flashlight lighting him. You see a little bit of information right here. You kind of tell it's the road going off in the distance, winding, and those shadows from the flashlight, from his arm, cast by the flashlight, and he kind of hears something in the darkness. And in this opening page, he's horrified. It's like you got the title, you have the characters freaking out, like he's going off the edge, like seeing what he's seen just right here is setting him off. But look at that drop shadow on those characters too. And like I said, done with the minimum. He's trying to do the minimum amount of line work, not too much rendering, just what's important. He probably would critique himself on these pages, but saying he added too much. But man, look at that silhouette blocking, those angles. Man, this stuff I go at all day. I should probably get drawn. Yeah, these guys, Alex Toth, definitely. The creepy one, yeah, definitely worth it, man. I'm telling you. I pull that one once in a while, and another guy who's really good, and I actually happen to have something nearby, is George Stefano. And this is one book that I really haven't read yet. I just picked it up by Chuck Dixon, who's also doing the Expendables book. But he did Winter World with George Stefano. And he's kind of the same type of similar school, Alex Toth, where they did, look at that heavy black space. Just a little bit of information of highlights to kind of make out that truck and the cars in front, silhouettes. Look at that little bit of light rimmed on the face there from the flashlights. Just enough information in the shadows, but heavy black shadows. I love great storytelling. Let's see, trying to find he does some really creepy faces too sometimes, but yeah, look at these. This takes place in a mental institution, so I haven't read it yet, but it's a big departure, the horror stuff. Big departure from what Chuck Dixon usually does. But yeah, check out George Stefano if you can find his stuff. He passed away at a young age. I mean, he was in his 40s. But his son is also an artist, and he's on Twitter. Just look up that last name, Stefano. I can't remember. I think is it Roberto Stefano or? But yeah, check it out. Alex Toth and George Zafino. Let's see, I better look at the comments here. Yeah, photo references and take away the unnecessary. Yeah, like I was saying with this, like I draw the hand placement right here, but I know that's not exactly right, and but I don't really care right now. I just kind of get the placement, get the gesture down, because sometimes the drawing that's off looks better than the actual anatomically correct drawing. So, but in this case, I'm gonna probably take a photo reference of my hands and just kind of, check that and make it look better. But right now I'm kind of focused on placement and mood. I want to get the mood and everything down. So like for this guy, I'm gonna say like the less is more. I don't want to put too much work into the faces. I want to make it look three-dimensional, but do that with the least amount of lines as I can. So, and see, this guy's got some big gnarly sideburns. Okay. Yeah, so what's some of your guys' favorite artists, comic artists? So I know you guys, you like the superhero art, so of course a lot of different great artists. I mean, being American, of course I grew up with superhero artists. I mean, I used to draw superhero stuff all the time as a kid. But I think mostly I would draw like military stuff. I like the combat comics and stuff like that. I think most of you probably know I've done some work for Humanoids Publishing, which is a European publisher, French publisher. Kirby. Yeah, definitely Kirby. Kirby is definitely the man. I have a few books of his as well on my shelf. His collections. I love, I always say Commandi. That's one of my favorites. My brother got me into that. Sorry, Toom. I thought maybe you would see it. Did you see my Twitter post? Sorry, man. I thought you were on it, man. I thought you would know. I'm thinking instead of having her hand up here, because there's a lot of space up in this area, maybe if I have her arm down here, and she's got like a staff right here, that'd become a nice triangular shape coming down here. See, sometimes I just don't let it go. I keep trying to come up with something I think is better, but let's see. We'll see. I don't know, what do we think? Sorry, Tim. Oh, McFarlane. Yeah, McFarlane's good too. McFarlane is definitely, I like his stuff still. I follow him on Instagram. And see, Neo Valentine, you said, what is that? I pronounced that name. Let's see, what is that name? I'm trying to, oops. Oh, crap. I think I accidentally deleted somebody's message. Dang it. How do you undelete? Oh, here we go. Sorry, Neo Valentine, didn't mean to delete your message. I was trying to zoom in on it, and I accidentally hit the stupid button. Hope that doesn't time out any comments from you. Still gotta figure this thing out. It says, Stepox? Wow, that is a weird name. Stepan Sejic. What does he do? Curious now. There's one guy, like, his name's Goran Parlov. He kind of is from a similar train of thought, or a school of thought, I should say, of Alex Toth. Chris Samney. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know Chris Samney. I mean, I know him on the web. Like, I've, commented back and forth with him on some art, and he's liked some of my posts, too. He started following me on Instagram. And, yeah, I definitely like his stuff. He's really good. He's another one of, like, an Alex Toth school of thought. I guess I'm attracted to those type of artists, too. Now I'm starting to double second guess my initial change. Nah, none of that goes up. Looks better. Okay, I'll stick with that. Gotta just stick with it. Stick with it, man. Stick with it. Stick with it. Go with the instinct. Okay. Just gonna scroll down here. Don't believe math is a mean streak. Beating up cows in the field again. Oh, he's working for Top Cow. Okay, on Witchblade Darkness. I'm gonna have to check him out. I'll check that. I'm gonna actually write the name down up here in my paper. Let's see. So it's such an odd name. I mean, that's like a. Well, probably not odd from the country he's from. That's cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. Alright, let's see. I think you're gonna zoom out. Yeah, I'm zooming out a little bit. Cool. So we got Tom McFarlane, Kirby, and Stepan Sejic. Stepan Sejic? He's Croatian. Okay, Croatian. That's it, Croatia. Cool. Yeah, man, there's some good artists that I like with like kind of like a Slavic type names, like Goran Parlov. I'm not sure. I think he's Russian. I think. I used to live in Vegas. I work with some people from Bulgaria, trying to learn some Bulgarian, and it sounds kind of Russian. Some of the stuff they taught me, like приятно мята се запознаем. Like, what's your name? yeah, that would be tough, man. Like, we would nominate you for an award, but we just can't pronounce your name. That's gotta be rough, man. I thought my name, like, I had people calling me cousin, coffin. So rarely I'll get somebody to actually pronounce it right on the first try. So I'm not one of those guys who gets like offended or upset by it, because I mean, I don't have that much time on my hands. So I'm like, yeah, if they get it right, I'm like, wow, you got it, cool. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think some other elements I can add into this background. Let's try some architecture. Let's see, how long have I been up on mine now? So kind of figuring out this new app I'm using. Okay, so I don't want to get too much into the details again. Like I said, I'm kind of still kind of pondering the layout. I want it to pop. I want something to. Cause I'm thinking of design, not just drawing figures and faces, but I'm thinking of overall design. Maybe I think too much about it, but for me, that's what gets me motivated. Is if I'm nailing some type of element in the composition, or it just really kind of motivates me. And that's why sometimes when I'm drawing a quartered, I'm still like in the pencil phase. Everyone's else inking, and I'm trying to figure out something that's gonna make me happy, the composition wise. But you gotta learn when to let it go and just do it. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. And what do you think? See, I got two hand placements. I think the one where bow is kind of out here, I think that fills in the gap a little bit more. And also kind of gives her like a little bit of a balance, like that triangular base with her 1 foot up in the air. And then I don't have to cover his hands. But yeah, this pencil does get a little messy. Like I said at the beginning, this is like a new pencil for me. I've never used it. I like trying out some new art supplies. I have another one too I bought. I didn't use this one yet, but this one is a Kimberly. And I used an F. I got an F pencil. I bought a bunch of Mitsubishi F pencils from Japan. They're still on their way here, so this is, I don't know, I kind of like the F one. I'm gonna try this F pencil out. Maybe it's a little less messy. I don't know. I love that the Tombow one so far was pretty good. It's a nice, it's really soft. Never used an F before, so it's flowing pretty good. See, I better look at the comments here. I'm gonna probably have to refresh it again because it's not showing any new ones. Oh, there you go. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, Tetsuyu. Did I pronounce it right? Tsuyu? Tsuyu? I'm trying. So far I do like this pencil. There we go. Gives a little bit more of a backdrop for her arm there too. Alright, I'll zoom in a little bit. I think it looks a little cooler seeing close up, even if I gotta move everything around. Oh, the frog girl from My Hero Academia, yeah. Did you see her? It's a keychain. That's one of my favorite characters. Got little goggles, little frog feet, those little feet. Yeah, my girlfriend got it for me. This is stuff, I don't know, I usually don't buy it on my own. Once in a while I might, but she usually ends up getting me these cute little things that I would not buy on my own, but I appreciate them nonetheless. Like this pencil sharpener. You guys, maybe? Let's see. See, am I still going? It looks like I'm starting to lose connection, maybe. I don't know. Hope you guys are still there. Let's see. See, this character, it looks like he squints a lot, so you don't really see his eyes, but I think I'm going to try to give him a little bit of some eyes showing, since it's kind of like my interpretation. But I want to still give him those squinty eyes. I want to give him a similar nose, but I gotta play up, like I said. I know people like seeing the artist's interpretation, so I gotta play that up too. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can get some more beats going. Here, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. You can kind of see the overall. Zoom out a little more. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I was wondering. It looked like it was gone for a second there on my end. So I kept talking because I wasn't sure if it really was cut out or not. The internet's not the best around here. I'm always trying to think of what kind of music can I play that it's not going to give me some kind of strike. So I'm playing some PlayStation 1 video game music here. Let's see, I'm going to cut out on this and revamp it. Okay, so this is the overall look. Alright, so far I am happy with it. I know it's a little distorted because of the angle, but So once I got the placement of everything, still working on his face though. I want him to look as cool as he does in the original comic version, so I'll play around with that face. Let's see. Here we go. We got some photo references. He's got that nice kind of that Greek hawkish nose almost like going for him, so I'm gonna stick with that. So he's got that 5 o'clock shadow. Let's see. Yeah, PS1. This is the Die Hard trilogy video game. So the first one, I think there's 2 Die Hard trilogies, I think. I think this is the first one. That game is actually fun, man. It has like 3 different types of gameplay. One's a first-person shooter. One's like the car game. It's like Die Hard 3. You're racing through like Central Park. The shooter one takes place in Die Hard 2 at the airport. They're just all fun. Die Hard 1, I think, is where you just run around. It's kind of like a third-person. That's what you call it, third-person view. Let's see, how big is Sideburns? I think Sideburns come all the way, almost like mutton chops, right? His eyebrow here. Yeah, the game is not easy. It's just fun though, man. Like the old games, it's funny how tough these old games are. There's like a resale shop and I'll buy a bunch of old games and I'm like, they're harder, but man, they're fun. Like I bought, for PlayStation 1, there's a game, X Games. I think it's Extreme Games or something, like it's an X Games, but you can do like you can compete in racing against skateboard, just like a luge, like you know the sled on the street, and like bikes and rollerblades, and you can like brutalize your opponents by like elbowing them or knocking them into cars while you're driving by, racing. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like a lot of laughs when you're playing with friends or family, man, because it's like, yeah, trying to wreck each other. Alright, let's see. So not happy with that eye. Oh, my mirror. Oh, let's see. Make sure I'm still in screen here. I gotta get it zoomed in. I have to keep refreshing this thing so I can see comments. See how long I've been going now. I think I'm going for about an hour and 20 minutes, so I think I'm going to be wrapping this up in the next few minutes, just so that I can get some sleep and just tackle this with a fresh eye. See. Yeah, RPGs. Yeah, RPGs are fun. I never was like a big RPG guy, but I got into them because of friends. Like they kind of showed me the ropes on Final Fantasy, which is I think that's like maybe for a lot of people one of the entry level RPG games. Let me give him some thicker eyebrows. I don't know. See, I'm kind of maybe give him the people's eyebrow. His character is supposed to be demure, but then he has moments where he can lose his cool, so maybe I can kind of give him a little bit of that undertone. Playing around with that eyebrow, still trying to figure out how far I should go. See, before I nail down really, I'm trying to get everything overall placed right before I get too married to it. That way I can change the composition. Yeah, I plan on. I'm actually writing scripts right now, my own stories, and I'm actually working on a book idea with my brother, but I also have my own stories. So, man, I got so many things that it's like for me, it's like I'm trying to figure out what to put out there first. So, I have different types of stories. I have like a vampire story I'm working on with my brother. That'll be like, of course, manga style. I'm also working on. I did some film scripts, and let's see. I have a character called Agent Orange that I'm working on, and I'm doing a short story actually right now. I'm working on a comic story for my brother's magazine as well, and that's going to kind of have a little bit of a tie-in with Agent Orange. And Agent Orange, she's going to have some, she's like an agent that works for an organization that basically deals with some nefarious groups, like people on the who are nefarious groups of like people that are actually engaging with interdimensional beings that are up to no good. And so she's an agent coming in and trying to protect our dimension. Okay, let's back it out a little bit. Okay, it's starting to come together a little bit. I don't want to get too, like I said, I'm trying to hit everybody before I nail everything down, but I'm trying to get myself into, I start finding like the life behind this piece, and then all of a sudden it starts rocking like out, like when I mean rocking, I mean just it starts flowing. So for me, so hopefully it rocks for everybody else. But for me, it's got to get me motivated. If it's not getting me motivated, it's not. I know it's not going to get anybody else motivated. So if it doesn't inspire them or make them feel like, oh, cool, I'm gonna check that out. If it's not doing it for me, I know it's not doing it for you guys. So okay. And I got her placement of her body here, but the hip area for me is still a little flat, stagnant. So I want to give her a little bit more of a stylized kind of like. She's got attitude, so I'm gonna show that attitude in her hips. Hey, got a new subscriber. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. Like I said, I'm going to definitely put up regular content now that I have streaming capabilities. And when I get a new computer, then I'm going to actually try to make some like better produced videos. I've been studying some guys online that I like their formats. So I'm kind of trying to emulate that. Make some content that people can enjoy and maybe learn some stuff from, or at least glean something from it, get something out of it. Right now, like I'm just penciling this out, so everything's rough. And when you guys see the finish, it'll probably look a little different. But so far, I think I'm starting to get the vibe for this, the feel of it. And like I said, I'll be changing the hands, getting some photo references to kind of make it look a little bit better, a little more energetic. But for now, the placement, I'm happy with the placement. Yeah, I might even have his hands overlapping here more, overlapping his face, his chin more. See, sometimes I'll squint and put my hands like covering bits of pieces of the drawing, and I can kind of visualize where the hands will be, how they look, and then when I remove it, I'll kind of scribble in where I want it to be. So, another technique I do is I use like mirrors. So I use that to kind of look at the reflection of the drawing. If I feel like something's off, I just can't pinpoint it. I said this in my last live stream, but For those of you who didn't know, I'll do this and kind of look at the face. It gives you a fresh perspective of the drawing you're working on, because you're kind of staring at the same drawing for a while. It's hard to pick out what's wrong with it. You know something's wrong, you just can't tell what. So the mirror gives you a different perspective of your drawing, and it can help see if something's off or gives you fresh eyes. So, Anjun, hey. Anjun, man, it's been a while. How's it going? It's been going good? Keeping busy. Yeah. I use mirrors, and of course people do digital drawings. You're working in Photoshop or in Clip Studio. You'll see them like reverse the image. They'll switch directions, and also they'll switch back. Switch over, and then they'll change some things and switch back. And another artist, a Japanese artist I was following, I think it was 3x3 artist, 3x3 guys, and he would do his drawing on a piece of paper, flip it over on a light table, and do the technique where he's fixing it up on the back, then flip it over again, erase what he had, and then kind of go back on the drawing. So there's different ways, but it's all the same principle. Flipping it and getting a different perspective. Okay. I want to give her shoulder a little bit more of attitude as well. Reposition. All right, sorry. There we go. So let's see. Give her a little bit of a shoulder action. Of course, if you raise your shoulder, it's going to change your arm position. There we go. It's going to lurch forward more. That's what it is. I'm trying to figure out here. It's funny, as an artist, you kind of, at least for me, you kind of act out sometimes. When you see the way characters, you don't even see yourself in the mirror, you just got to feel it. So you kind of act out the body position, and it helps you kind of draw the positioning of the body, of the arms. Still, the shoulder. Okay, I'm using the mirror technique right now. I want to have her shoulder a little bit higher up, just to kind of give her that girly kind of like shoulder, playful like. But if I do that, I got to raise this arm up too. Like I said, I want to keep her kind of lanky and stylized, so her arms might be a little longer looking than normal, but you don't want to overpower or throw people off. You want to have that style there. I think it's a little bit better. Plus it's an underneath shot, so you kind of have raise that shoulder a little bit higher. Now that I got the placement, I kind of start refining a little bit here and there. Then when I feel a little more comfortable with it, and I start adding in the details in the clothes. But I don't want to take too long doing this, because then it gets, for me, I have a time limit on my drawings. If I take too long on it, I lose interest, so I have to keep going on it, not just for deadline purposes, but to keep myself fresh. Okay. Yeah. Keep the figure feminine, playful. Let's see. There we go. Get her hand. I'll fix the hand, make it more accurate later on. That's what I'll do. I gotta bend that finger. I used to be scared to erase Like if I liked part of the drawing, I'd be scared to erase it because like, oh, how can I get captured again? How can I draw it? And now I'm just like, I just erase it and just it's captured in my head. I try to capture it again, and I think it's good because it forces you to get better that way. Not to be too bogged down with, being too afraid to mess up. You gotta mess up to get better. I mean, you don't have to mess up, but you can't be afraid to make mistakes, I guess is what I mean. And sometimes you mess up, you remember the mistake, it sticks in your head longer, that emotional feeling of failure sticks with you, and then you don't want to repeat that failure, so you remember, okay, this is how you got to draw the hand. I've done this before, I screwed it up before. There we go. Okay, that's better, that's better. Yeah, Kevin Sharp. Yeah, Kevin Sharp uses that technique. Cool. Yeah, man, Kevin's good. Yeah, he uses the light box. That's definitely, I got an old school light box I'm still using. It's from a craft store. I need to get a nice one, like a nice new one though, like those Japanese artists use. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 3x3 Eyes, man, that guy is so good. I found some of his videos on YouTube. I always search different manga artists, comic artists drawing, and you could watch him draw. I can't remember what it's called, but I subscribed to his channel, but he didn't put any new stuff up. But he's got a bunch of videos. So if you could check him out somehow, look for 3x3 artist, 3x3 Eyes. Yeah, I made sure I tweeted this live stream. I think I have to put more of a punctuation on it. I just said, watch me draw. I gotta build up the tweet, make it look a little more beefy. But yeah, I'm gonna start trying to set a schedule too where I have my live streams going. So people can, regardless of seeing the alert, they can, have a schedule to go by if they have any free time. But yeah, this is for a promotional piece of art for a comic that's on Indiegogo, second issue running. So commissioned me to get some art going. So, like I said, hopefully he's happy with the layout's a little bit different than the one I sent him. So hopefully he likes this new direction that I was going, because I'm trying to make this as full of life and energy as possible, and I want to make it fun, animated feel to it. But like I said, after I draw something, just because it's a good drawing, I'm always picky. I'm like, you know what, I want good composition. The drawing is important, but it could be a really great drawing and boring looking. So I don't want it to be boring looking, so I'm like trying to make sure I get it so it's got life to it. Yeah, see, like this, I cover up the legs, like I do that technique for me. I cover up body parts and I imagine it placed somewhere else and see if in my mind it looks better, and then I pull it away, and if it does look better in my mind than it does in the actual drawing, then I'll change it. That sounds crazy sometimes, but yeah, I think I might make her leg come in more. Just to kind of give her that balance. But like I said, the feminine part of this drawing is very important to me. There we go. It's a little better, at least placement wise. So placement first, then proportion, then refining details, and then yeah, placement. Make it look dynamic first, which I'm always feel like I'm struggling on, but it's a good struggle. Okay, so yeah, so far I think this is good for the layout of the rough finish of the rough. Like I said, I'm working on modded right now, the comic modded. I think you guys have seen the pages that I have so far, but I'll show a couple more. Let's see. So, here's a few of the pages, or I think I might have shown this on, this is the champion, the alien champion. And that's one of his victims. Gets struck by this electrical bolt. If you lose, you basically fry. And then here's the trophy room with the champion, and this is like his little pet. See, he's drinking out of a bowl. So aliens have to have pets too, man. They have to have something going. Look at some of the characters. And it's another example of something where I did the layout on these pages. I thought it was alright, but it just seemed boring to me. Plus there's a lot to draw. It just seemed a little boring, so what I did was I took another sheet of Bristol and I cut it and I replaced this. I made this angle instead. To me, it doesn't show as much information, but it shows enough. I wanted to show the army checkpoint and then Challenger camp, segue into the Challenger camp, and then just introduces one of the main characters right here. But yeah, see, this drawing, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't as dynamic or emotionally charged. This one, I think, invokes more emotion in the reader. It's more mysterious too, but yeah. So, like I said, for me, that's my most important thing I try to go for. Of course, drawing it is important too, but. And then I'm also working on, which is in my spare time, I'm working on stuff right now. One of my stories that I'm working on here. And this one is going to be like a short story that kind of leads up to my one character, Agent Orange. So I'm writing it and I'm drawing it right now. Some trees. It's going to be a story that I wanted to tell for a while, but it's a short one. This is like a whole page right here. See, I'm doing it a little smaller so I can crank it out a little faster. And then I'm going to have like white text up in here. But yeah, so multiple irons in the fire. Hey, King Crow. How's it going? Welcome aboard. I'm just showing people a little bit what I'm doing. Besides, this is a commission piece I'm doing for promotional art for another comic on Indiegogo. And show a little bit of my modded comic I'm working on with Narwhal and Tungsten and Nate. And back to the drawing board on Twitter, that's his handle. And a little bit of my own comic book work that I'm going to have. My brother's doing a magazine called Garbage Fries, and that second issue is coming out, and I have a short story in it, so I'll be talking more about that later. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for you guys stopping by, checking out my live stream. I was only going to do an hour. I ended up doing a little bit longer. But next time I'm going to set a schedule so that despite seeing any alerts, you'll at least have an idea when I'm going to be on. So maybe every other day, but I'm going to write a schedule out so you guys can get access to that. But thanks again, man. Thanks for the new subscribers. Thanks you guys for stopping by, and I will see you later. share the link, and have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Let's see. Here we go. Good night, all.